Hi guys, I'm Ken.
I'm Betty,
and we are the Rages. So personally, I am an entrepreneur. I'm an aviator and a part-time web developer.
For me, it depends on who's asking because I am a content creator, but I am also a consultant in business. And in the public eye, we run a few businesses together. We have a shop that sells new mom, newborn, preemie stuff, and we also sell water.
Yeah, drinking water.
So we do many things depending on who is asking.
So we met through mutual friends
I
at
feel
a
like he
birthday
met
party.
me.
Yeah. Funny thing, she knew these two friends of mine separately. And yeah.
So we met at a mutual friend's function, and the first thing I said to him, I think he approached me, and the first thing I said to him is, I'm married. And then he told me,
If you want real diamonds, if you want a real diamond ring, talk to me.
I was told, not those Du Bois things of yours.
Yeah.
So yeah, first I was like, huh?
I spotted a fake from afar.
But it
But
was nice.
I understand.
You understand what?
I understand the setting we were in,
Yeah.
the ring. She was just ready now off.
Anytime I used
Yeah.
to go out or to social settings, I'd wear a ring just so I'm not disturbed.
Yeah.
Like, I was not looking.
The idea was there.
But it wasn't working.
Not with me, at
Not
least.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, I think we didn't even exchange numbers.
We didn't
That
even
particular
talk again.
setting. We didn't even talk
Yeah.
again. But she was always on my mind the next couple of days. So I had to talk to those two mutual friends. I asked them, so I think I want this number. Can you just send me her number and let me hit her up?
Yeah. You think?
Yeah, so I got the number, invited her to a date in the evening, but she said she'll only come if this friend will be there one. And
To supervise?
yes, because she doesn't know me, and this Nairobi is hectic. So I told her, okay, give me a second. I called my friend, tell me, do this, call her and tell her to come. So he calls her, she gives him all these demands. Then I was like,
I
no,
asked,
just
do
relax.
you know him personally?
He's a good guy.
Outside of social you know him, you know where he works, you know where he
So,
lives.
yeah, he's my colleague, he's my friend, we work the same company. So yeah.
I was like, sawa, okay, I'll come.
So she pulls up, we have a good time. Now I have the number. Then she leaves.
If it was my choice, I wouldn't even have been here. I remember I told him I'm married. But now what happened was, when I was introducing myself, I gave this whole CV of how I'm a boss. I have employees. Uko nje najulikana as a boss babe. And then I proceeded to embarrass myself the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And it reached a point I said, hey, now here, if I let this guy go back into the Nairobi streets,
With that
telling
CV.
his friends, telling people out there, this girl wears her wig backwards, etc., etc. It's bad for the brand. So now I have to pull up my socks and show him I'm a good woman. So after I think the third, fourth date, failed dates, I ended up being the one now looking for him. Only to clean up my CV. I was like, he can't go back out there telling people.
And this failing was
Amara
basically more of time constraints, because we did our dates more of movies, watching rugby. I'm a rugby fanatic, so we used to go to Queens. So she pretended to like rugby, so we go Queens, watch games over there. So I remember this one movie, The Avengers Endgame. We tried going for that premiere the first whole week because it had just premiered.
It refused. In fact, I
It
said,
kept
he's not
on
the one.
bunting.
This is God. He's not the one.
So yeah, so we had that, and I think we had a dinner date.
I met his auntie and he did not tell me the whole time my wig was backwards.
Yeah.
He didn't tell me.
But in my defense, I'd never been with a lady who does wigs and weaves. They're all team natural. So I didn't know how they looked, how they were worn, or
But
anything
it's
to
not
that.
like a design anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, so that we eventually had one nice date where we had a whole conversation, and I said, okay, maybe he's a nice guy. He's a solid guy.
That was a News Cafe, Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's a solid guy. We can talk, we can discuss. Because I had saved all my dating and marriage conversations for, I don't know when, but when I meet like a solid person, you know, when you're like, okay, here, this one can handle my questions and my, yeah.
Mm. Yes, the date continued. The dates continued.
Now they started being nice.
Yes.
And then at this point now, after I've told him I'm married, he's told me this and that, back and forth. I now ask, because we've been hanging out so much, what are we?
That's like 3-4 months from the first
I
meeting.
just keep hanging out with you alone, unsupervised. So I asked him, what are we? And this guy told me, siungoje upewe title.
Relax.
Nini?
Kimbelembele ni ya nini?
Kimbelembele.
So I'm the one giving the title, so it will come.
I was,
But a few weeks later.
I don't know if it's because I asked or,
Yeah.
but anyway.
But funny thing, it was just about to happen. I was just getting courage. So part of me maybe felt, no, did I have to wait this much until she asked? But it was in the pipeline, but it had to come from me.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I got my title, and we had that conversation of, I don't date for fun. I'm not, well, as of now, I'm not dating for fun. I'm not dating to date and collect dates and restaurant reviews and all
Character
this.
development.
We're heading somewhere. We're doing, at this big age, I had just moved out, and I was like, if I'm going to be seeing someone, we need to get married, because now I have to tell my parents, this person you keep seeing me with, there's an intention, for fun.
There's an end goal
There's an end goal.
to this dating game.
I'm an adult now, you see, so I have to make adult decisions. Anyway, so we had that conversation, and we decided, at this point were going to the same church,
Yeah.
so we decided to start our counseling and therapy before the proposal.
Yeah.
Because we said, it was a very open conversation, we said we're not going to commit to each other if we don't know what we are committing to. So we did our 12 weeks
Yeah.
or so, even before the proposal. So of course by the time it's happening, I don't think I spoke to my parents, but I think they got the idea. They put one and one together.
Because like the first time I met her parents was your mom's 50th birthday.
If you're bringing someone to the family birthday, then
But
they
I
better know what's happening.
but I think she had a plan, like 50 is a big number. So invite this guy in this big occasion so that he kill all these birds with one stone,
Tell
meet
everyone
everybody.
in the family at the same
Let
time.
yeah. So that was that. So I had to go look for gifts, flowers.
For my mom.
For the mom now, because it's the first time we are meeting. I think it was a good setting because it eased with everybody around. It eased.
But also, in case it was going to go south,
Yeah.
she couldn't act anyhow because there's people watching. So it was also a setup.
So yeah.
So I wouldn't say I had a list of the man I want to marry, because almost everyone has. He must have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My only number one thing was he needs to have a personal relationship with God. Everything else we can kama ni fashion, tutafanya.
You'll fashion him.
We'll fashion him, if it's whatever. But having a relationship with God. So we have a thing, which actually when we made this one of our philosophies, it clicked for me. I was like, maybe this is my person.
And it has really helped us.
So we have a triangle that we go by. And
So basically it's God is at the top.
me and
And
him.
him.
So the closer you get to God, the closer you get to each other.
So you need to work with on your personal relationship with
Yeah.
God.
Work on yourself.
The rest will just fall into place
Yes.
as a couple.
Yes.
The closer you get to God, the closer both of you are.
So for me, it was just important to have someone who has a relationship with God. The rest in this life are details.
Yeah.
But that is the one thing, someone who knows God as his father.
On that note, when she says she didn't have a list. You had a list of this guy who reads books, who'll take her on a date in Karura,
We go read
picnic.
books together.
Shock on her. She got
This guy has
an
not
avid
finished one
gamer.
book since I met him.
I'm the guy who will take my PS and game for 8 hours straight.
One chapter we tried. Refused. So that's why I say all these other things are
Details.
I think if it's social media or movies, put in your head of what a husband is, what a relationship is. But what was most important was just that, the God factor. And I think the God in him and the God in me clicked, and we're like, yeah, this is my person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I really hoped, or in my little thoughts, compared to what God had in plan for me, was for me to get a godly woman. A person who nurtures, a person who hears God and can actually execute his will on earth. So for me that was key. And in our many dates, that started coming up. You just hear her, just seeing her generosity. You see, being God's hand in the earth is not praise God, praise whatever. That's part of it. But just having a heart for people, that is her. And now as we dated, hearing these stories from the parents, one of the stories I think usually that rings anytime I think of generosity is guys will come and visit their home. The kids will be like, oh, mommy, I like Betty's bike, or I like Betty's shoes. And she'll be like, it's shoes, okay, you can have them at a very young age. You see, she has a heart for people. And to me, I think that was very key. Now next is I go ask her hand in marriage from
After we finished our counseling and we're like, these small demons, I can deal with them for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Then now I ask her hand in marriage from the dad. So one of the days I just went there. I think we had dinner. Before leaving, I asked him if I can talk to him in his office. He said, okay, let's go. We went. I told him my vision, the plans I have with her daughter. He gave me the blessings. And from there...
I didn't know this.
She didn't know this at this particular time. And from there now, I started planning for the proposal, the engagement. Yes.
With my mom.
With your mom.
So my whole family knew except me. Yeah. So on the day we got engaged, let me tell you, remember now we finished.
Oh yeah.
We finished counseling, we finished all this. So I know it's coming. I don't know when, but I know it's coming. And
You remember she used to ask about
The
or
title.
that she asked about the title. Now take that nature.
Kimbelembele is key in life.
So she calls me and tells me, I'm doing my nails. Sorry, I call her and tell her, let's go for a date. So she says, do I do my nails? Do I do my nails? Do I do my
Which
hair?
color?
Which colors do you want me to wear? I was
I
like,
thought I was smart.
just look nice and calm.
I think one day he even threw me up. He's like, will you even have time? Don't do. I'm like, I already told him the day you propose, make sure my nails are done because. So yeah, I think 2 or 3 times I thought today it's happening. Like I've texted the girls group chat. I'm like, today I'm asking them these nails.
Yeah.
And then they text me later. I'm like, no,
That's the
it
thing.
didn't happen.
Now I learned later, every time I asked her to go out on a date, she thought it was a proposal. So she will tell the girls. So later you'll see her acting funny, phone calls coming, she's not picking, or she's trying to text. So I pick that up and I'm wondering what's happening. So later she tells me that, remember that day? It was so and so asking if it's happened, because everybody was just eagerly waiting. Yeah.
I was setting myself up for failure. The day it happened, I was completely caught off guard. We went to,
You remember the couple?
remember where we're having our counseling session?
Yes.
So it's like this is now the last one, ya kumalizia.
Yes.
And he picks me from home.
So before that.
Oh wait,
before
actually
that-
what he did, he said I'd gone to a friend's place and she had just gotten engaged and she had really nice portraits of her and her fiancé in the house, and I told him about it. I was like, they have really nice pictures in the house. That time he had given me command of his home. I've decorated his house, I've gone to tile and carpet, I've picked frames and this and that I've put in his house, preparing for the house I'm going to. And I tell him, now there are no pictures of us, we need frames of us, this and that. So he said, let's do a photo shoot together. And I was like, nice. I mean, it would have been nice if there was a ring, but it's okay, let's have pictures. So that day when we were doing our last session, we had planned to do the photo shoot as well. So at least my nails were
So
done.
before that day, I remember I had to buy things and send them there. So this couple who we did our counseling with, they have sons, good friends of ours, and they have cameras. So I told them, and they even had a drone for this day. So I tell them, I'm going to buy some things, they'll be delivered to your place. Other things, no props for that particular day. Other things, I'll have to come and drop, then come pick you. So from work, I'm driving to the parents' place. She's like, by the time you left work to now, you should have arrived. But because of the detour I took to drop things, then come pick up, no, there's traffic. I'm on the way, just give me, I'll be there in maybe 30 minutes. So a journey that was supposed to be like an hour took maybe 2 hours, 15 minutes. So that's why then she started wondering, what is this guy up to?
And I checked Google Maps. I said, from the time he left work, it's showing blue up to this house. It's been 2 hours.
Then she tried to, because now we've synced our emails, everything. She tried login to check. It will show where I was.
Okay, in my defense, I thought something was wrong because he's gone quiet for a whole hour. I'm like, it's an accident.
It got somewhere. I'm not even picking her phone calls.
This one is now in hospital and they're looking for a contact to call.
So
it is me.
she was
Let
like,
me call them.
let me pull the FBI in me and see if the Google Maps will tell me where he is. But my phone was, the location was off. Yeah.
The B in FBI stands for Betty. Anyway, so he picks me up, we go to this location, and I found my brother there, but he was also doing his, so it didn't not make sense. I was like, oh, okay. But what didn't make sense is he's not leaving. They're just hanging around. Nini, I'm like, okay, Chico, this is a private session, so go. And they're just hanging around, this and that. So we say, let's take our pictures first. And then the lady tells me, we're not done yet. You guys can do your pictures, then you come. So as we're taking pictures, remember this is someone's compound. We're in one of the locations, there's a little package that says, a little surprise is here.
Yeah.
So he's telling me, check what's inside. I'm telling him, we're in someone's house. You don't open
So it was
people's
well
packages.
packaged. There were flowers. There was a gift for her for that particular day. So they were placed around the compound because we had walked and decided we'll start from here.
Yeah.
We see if she's going to notice, or rather if she's going to get the
Put it
idea.
together.
Then go to the second location where there's a gift. Then the last one will be, the flowers. Then I think a gift that says future Mrs. Reg. So
Right.
if she has not gotten from 1 and 2, 3 was a definite
So I open,
telltale.
No, the first one he says open. I'm like, hey, this is someone's house. We shouldn't. No, just open. So I peep. Then it's a card that says this. No, the card said nothing. But the cover of the card says this is a special day or something like that. This is going to be a special day. I'm like, okay. Sasa umeona alafu sasa. I put it back. Okay, so I put it back. We continue taking our pictures. The second place, there's flowers.
I tell her to pick the flowers, use as props.
I'm like, okay, but ni vitu za wenyewe. As in, okay, so, all right, put it back. Now the third one is a gift. I'm like, no, let me tell you. Now this guy is acting sheepish because he can't be telling me to pick people's things and do. Why is he not doing? Usually, the person he is, he'll be like, babe, book a Messi. He's the one doing. So I'm like, why is he instructing me to do it? I'm the one who gets, this last one was wrapped completely. I'm like, okay, here you can't pick. You have to open the whole thing. So he told me, no, just open it. And then I was
and
like,
all this now, I have to move back so that I can position myself. I can go on one knee. But all this time, she's in front of me. You remember that day?
yeah.
So I'm like, open, then I try to
So I'm
step
like,
back.
we open together. He wants me to open by myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so at this point I was like, okay, he's up to something. It's not my birthday. It's not our anniversary. It's not like anniversary in a picture because that
Yeah.
time we were dated for 1 year. I'm like, no, so I'm trying to put one and one together because it was the farthest thing. I didn't think this is how, I don't know what I thought, but in my head, this was not how he proposed. So I open and then there's a cup that says, future Mrs. Reg. I'm like, huh? So when I turned, he was on his knee. He was crying.
How's it now?
You were tearing up. When you saw yourself, I was seeing you. You
We
were
have the
tearing
video.
up.
We'll give them the video, you'll see.
It doesn't show,
It
but
was
he was
you.
tearing up. I saw it. And yeah, he proposed. I was shocked. I cried makamasi. Way. I don't know why. I never thought I'm that
She
dramatic.
broke down.
I was like, it's happening.
Actually, she wasn't crying, she was wailing.
Then I was like, this is why my brother is here. Yeah. Then I called my mom after the ring, Nini. I called my mom. And I was going to tell her, imagine. She's like, congratulations. I'm like, even you knew. So yeah, it was nice. It was cute. He caught me off guard completely. I thought I knew him. Okay, so from the engagement, the next question is, me and my Kimbele wedding you in.
Yeah.
So we checked, his birthday is, we were checking what date is like a fun date, and nice, it sounds nice. You know, in future when you're saying it is on the this or that, it sounds
Yes.
poetic.
An aesthetic date.
Yeah. So his birthday is on the 4th of December, and 7 days later, my birthday, December 11. So we said, plus 7, December 18. So that plus 7, 25th, plus 7, first, December is packed. So we said, yeah, we'll choose now from that date, from where we were to that date. The middle date is when we just divided by 2. That date landed on a public holiday,
Yeah.
so that's when we planned to have our blessing ceremony.
On the 20th of October.
So we chose to have a blessing ceremony because we wanted to honor God and our parents. We chose not to do the cultural
Negotiation of dowry,
Negotiation and
back
all
and
that.
forth. We didn't have any of that.
Yeah, his family brought a gift, an appreciation.
Yeah.
And the blessing ceremony was basically an introduction of our families and telling them this is our intention. And yeah, just to honor God and ask our family's blessing as we proceed with what we want to do.
Yeah.
So that's the only function we had before the wedding. Yep.
It was awesome.
It was
You
fun.
looked beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So then we go to the wedding. The wedding was, mind you, have we said this was in the middle of the pandemic? You remember those 4 p.m. national address
Yes.
saying, now this count has been, we were watching them like this.
We were watching them.
Because the invites are out. We are planning.
You send your-
We've paid the hotel, the deposit and everything by faith that this day will happen.
You send your invites, for example, for the blessing ceremony. You say, we are allowed to have how many? They said 15. Well, I'm going to have 15. He gives an update. He says we've
100.
increased to 50.
Invites quickly.
You say, okay, you send invites. Then before the day gets, he gives another invite the following week. He says,
We have reduced to 60.
so it was a roller coaster, yeah.
Yeah, so we start planning the wedding, and I'm the person who has a Pinterest board for everything. So once I see my Pinterest, Nini, I'm like, I know what I want. And then I'm like, you want color? Black, sawa. We tell them black. Now, some of the planners are like, those are not feminine colors. We decided I wanted green, gold,
Emerald
and black.
green, yes.
A nice dark green. I told them the green that's almost black, and then black. They're like, that's very dark for. I'm telling them, you just, I know what I'm saying. Just put it together. I know what I'm saying. So we would do that, and I remember one of the suppliers told me these colors are very manly, and it's your day. I asked her, am I getting married to myself? See, there's a man. It's also his day. So yeah, that was an interesting process.
And from that day, she was on, how do you put it? You are on a roll with the suppliers.
Just this, yes, this, no, that.
In terms of,
This, yes.
babe, what do you want? I say, I like that and that. They're like, no. She's like, it's his day, he's chosen.
Yes, said.
We are good with it.
That's what
Because
we do.
she was like, that particular day, when you start off by saying it's her day,
It's
that
like I'm getting
you're already
married to
saying
myself.
the man is not supposed to be involved.
Yeah, ni kufika tu.
We're just, you fika,
Yeah.
get part of it. But you see, that's the same notion that will be carried forward in marriage.
The marriage, yes.
You'll carry the same thing and say, kids, it's a woman's thing.
Yeah.
Cooking in the house, it's a woman's thing. Cleaning in the house, it's a woman's thing. Because you started from saying the wedding day is hers.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, it's our day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from the onset, we were very intentional about everything. We chose very different colors, and also just going into it as it's our day. It's not my day. It is our day. Remember, there's a huge difference between a wedding and a marriage. Now we said, most people say the wedding is for the family, the marriage is for you. No, we said we're all in here. The wedding is also ours, and we'll have a beautiful day. So as we were sending out our invites, we told everyone that it is all white. Everyone should be in all white. And a few people were like,
Yeah.
uko sure? But it's not good to wear white to a wedding because the bride, I said, it is me, the bride. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
wear white, trust me. So yeah, there was already people are like, okay, what are these guys planning? If you're
Yeah.
asking us to wear white, then you must be up to something. The most exciting part of it was the dress. I looked around. I'm a designer, and many people expected me to design my own dress because I've done wedding gowns for a number of people, and I always do bridesmaids and this and that. So everyone was like, hey, we're waiting to see yours. But I decided not to design my own because I know myself. I'll do this, then by Monday I don't like it, I change it. So
You inspired it instead.
I got the idea of what I wanted, and then when we went around, we couldn't find somewhere that had like what I had in mind. And even the fabric, I tried buying fabric to take to someone who can do like what's in my head. So as we were going around, there's a lady who asked me, you know what you're describing? Let me show you something. So she opens a catalog and she says, is this what you want? I said, Bas. You know my heart. That's the one. That's
And
the dress I want.
I did not see it
She did
up
see
until
it, yeah.
the day of the wedding. Yeah, she refused. Even the... Did that see it?
I was talking about it the whole time, but I'm telling him, Aki, it's so nice, but you can't see it. But it's so nice. So that was for me I was when we were planning, that was the one thing. But now this dress is being made out of the country. So I had to give the ideas and all this. And then they tell me, I now wait this many weeks.
Wait 3 weeks. We'll ship it.
No, after they're done making it,
Yes.
then now wait, see how many weeks for shipping. As we're getting closer to the day, and I'm just like, if it becomes what you ordered versus what you got, Aki, I don't know what's going to happen here. I'll just wear a jumpsuit and move on.
Our wedding was at Hemingway's, Karen. I just drove there. She had called the F&B manager and said, make sure he has breakfast.
Make sure this boy eats.
Because I don't eat when I have the jitters. So knowing it's a long day, she called the F&B manager and said, make sure he's given breakfast. So I had breakfast, then I waited for her to arrive. My best man came. So we had a team of 8, I think, 4 men, 4 groomsmen and 4 bridesmaids.
Yes. Initially, because of the numbers, we didn't want to have a bridal party.
Yeah.
Because again, we didn't want to burden anyone with all these things. But we said, listen, we've asked everyone to wear white anyway. So we know they're going to buy outfits and this and that. So for the bridal party, just buy green and black. So that's how we ended up having a bridal party.
Yeah.
The ladies came to get ready with me, and the men were getting ready with him. And then I think everything went okay. Everything was smooth. It was a very calm morning. I think we were all just dancing and praying. I don't think I slept. If I was asked what time I wake up, what time I woke up, I don't think I slept. So.
But I think you told me the limo stalled.
Oh yeah. Oh. So as we were getting ready, the only 2 hiccups is one, I asked, our wedding was on a Friday, and I asked the cake guy, because the planners on the other end, they told me the cake guy hasn't come yet. So I was just calling him to tell him I'm sending your number to so and so, so when you get there, you discuss. And he says, when I get where? I said, what do you mean? He says, oh, ilikuwa leo, si Saturday. I said, okay. I'm not going to have this conversation. Just talk to that person. You guys decide what's happening. But by 12, that cake should be there. I don't know what he did. Somehow the cake was there on time.
Yeah.
Then we got ready. We prayed with mom and dad. And then his family, some of his aunties and my aunties, they came to pick me. We get in the cars, we go. Now, as we're in the car with the ladies, with the bridesmaids, at some point, we're dancing, we put music. We were in a limo, and we're dancing, put music, this and that. We're getting ready for the day. At some point, I'm like, hey, Hatusongi, what's going on? This is now on Thika Road.
Highway.
It was on Thika Road at this point.
Uhuru Highway, outside the Mega.
It was Uhuru Highway. And we had gotten the guys to clear the road so that,
the police
we don't
escort.
delay the police escort and this and that. And now I'm like, why are we not moving? Because we should be moving. There's no way there's traffic. You know, they stop the cars, we go, nini. So at some point, I noticed everyone is really trying to make me laugh and dance and yeah, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, Connie, what's going on? Turns out, this is our limo. No, social media is bad because you post pictures, but no one knows. Our limo stalled. I don't know, the engine did what. Something happened. The car refused to go on in the middle of the highway.
I think for me was seeing her in that dress and just seeing both families come together, celebrate, and it going on without a hitch. I think it flowed. It was so smooth. It was a garden church, so the reception was timed well. Guys, the food was good. It was awesome. Yeah. The dessert was nice. So I think for me it was it was a 5-course meal. So for me, I think the highlight was your dress, the beauty, your parents walking you down the aisle. That was, I think, I still have that picture vivid in me.
I think my highlight, I have two. One was the vows. We wrote our own vows, and to this day, I can honestly say, honest to God, he has lived up to every single vow he made. He makes me, you know how you check yourself, you're like, there, I'm not doing what I said in the vows. And till today, every single thing he said, he has, even he had some very silly vows.
Yeah,
he said
I vowed to watch her low budget movies with her. Years to come.
Until today, till the very last bit, I think his vows are my favorite. They're the highlight. And they just make me, it's cliche to say, but they make me want to be a better person. Because the days I check myself and I'm like, I'm not doing what I said. So let me get back in line.
Yeah.
And the second highlight, which was, not then, it came to be a highlight, is my shosho. That's one of the last moments we had with her. And she got to see one of her grandchildren do a wedding. And she got to attend her grandchildren's wedding. And that became,
that was beautiful.
One, we didn't know it was one of our last moments, but it ended up being one of our last fun moments with her. Sometimes I'm a bit hesitant to advise people going into marriage, because personally I married a unicorn. I am treated like a princess. Everything I expected is, you see that breakfast in bed, always. If I just say where, he'll even be like, we'll be walking and he's like, this tray looks like, you know those trays that open in the bed and they're really, he's like, we have to buy it. I think he gives me a Pinterest life, let me say that. The only expectation I had that was not lived up to is that one about the books.
For reading.
I genuinely thought, because I love reading, I thought I'd marry the person who we read together, we even exchange notes on the books. Mine chapter 1 said this, I'm at this character, oh my gosh. You know, I was telling him the picture I had when I get married is we'll be in Karura on a picnic blanket, and he'll be lying like this, I'm lying on his laps like this with my book. This man has not read one single book since I met him. That's, I guess, on the materialistic side. But I think thanks to our counseling, we knew what we were getting into. We knew what we were signing up for. And we knew not to have, I guess, the expectations of Akina Nani do this, so even we need to be doing this. We were ready, and the expectations, we learned to only make promises we can keep.
My mindset was set for marriage, and that helped her get ready for marriage also. So the expectations that we had, or rather that I had, I think up to date, she does that over and above. For example, simple things like, as I said, just reminding me about generosity, just being a nurturing woman, taking a house and creating a home for us. You know, there's a house and there's a home. There's a difference between the two. Having people, let me tell you, she cooks one of the amazing things you can think of. At times, we don't have to go to restaurants and hotels to eat things because she will do that at home. If it's, I don't know what, all those fancy names you can think of. Cinnamon rolls. She loves baking. So she does that over and above. Just even the interior decor, she has an eye to a place where I say, I'm bored being outside. I just want to go to my place because she's made that for us. She has a heart for people. She's caring. She's gentle. All those things that I got to experience when we were dating, she's magnified that with time. Anything on that list. If it is, let's say, you being caring, you have become even more caring, even with a baby in the picture currently. You see, at times, a baby will come into the picture, then the mother concentrates so much on the baby and forgets the husband. She's doubled up on that. So yeah, every part of it, and now I'm even enjoying it more. Yeah.
I think with being intentional, we had said that when we started dating, we used to go out a lot to we tried different restaurants every weekend. We're like, Nani has opened, let's go. This place is new, let's go. And we love good food.
Yeah. We are
good
foodies. Yeah.
And for me, I'm always like, okay, we tried this here. Now let's try it at home. Let me find the recipe.
Yeah.
And we said we will always, one rule we have for our home, for each other in our home, is to always keep it fun, no matter what.
Yeah.
Just always keep laughing and this and that. So even when you're like, oh, we can't go out for a date, we create the date at home. So put the lights, you have the two fairy lights, the candles, maybe we just put a
We
corner.
dress up.
We dress up in the house.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's where we started, and that's who, I know that the things I did when we were dating, that's who he fell in love with.
Yeah.
So now that we're in a home, I have to keep doing the same things that made him fall in love and just keep it
Going.
Yeah.
Keep the fire burning.
When COVID, now we've gotten married during COVID, there are no restaurants to go to. We have to figure out how to. But I go to the balcony, I tell him, Maya, close your eyes. I go to the balcony, I put like 2 flowers, nini.
She loves baking, I love barbecue. So
Perfect
anything nyama nyama, that's on me. So I'll just do you feel like baby back ribs today? I go do everything set up. Yeah.
So other expectations is, as we were dating, we did go the same way. We're just adventurers. We like doing stuff, experiencing new stuff, trying new stuff. So once we got married, we started a YouTube channel to document all these dates. We call them rage dates.
Yeah.
We started documenting our travels and the hiccups, because it doesn't always go
As
the way
planned.
you plan.
Yeah.
I mean, just to give a short, you see, experiences. You want to be taken to Dubai because that's where everyone is going. And I had all these plans for him. I told him, let me tell you, Dubai is going to be 1, 2, 3. If I tell you we were left in the middle of the desert on a lorry that carries camels, I never expected that going into marriage. So yeah, starting the channel was one of the ways. We always keep things fresh because we're always like, okay, what are we doing next? Where are we going? And it's always fun. So yeah, that's us, the Rages.
On YouTube.
Hi guys.
Welcome back, guys.
You've been hanging out with the Rages, and this is our love story.